Attorney, yung ano naman, pagdating naman dito sa Supreme Court, hindi ko alam kung nasagot niyo na to kanina eh. Na-cite niyo kanina yung mga final nila Mayor Paste eh. Pero if ever, yung mga nakabinbin na kaso sa Supreme Court, nag-rule ang Supreme Court na illegal itong mga pag-aresto, pagpapadala kay Pangulong Duterte doon, makokompel po ba yung ICC na mag-adhere or mag-comply doon sa decision ng Supreme Court natin?
My lawyer's opinion is that, legally speaking, as I've said earlier, the Philippine Supreme Court does not have jurisdiction over the ICC. They will not be able to compel the ICC to release. By the way, the habeas corpus petition were addressed to the relevant government officials who were made respondents to the case. That said, if the petitions will be granted, it's now the burden of the Philippine government, Philippine government through these officials, na ibalik si Mayor Rudy dito sa Pilipinas. Sa ibang jurisdiction, nangyari na nga daw yan. Patungkol dito sa Amerika na may isang tao na mistakenly deported to another country. I think that was Honduras. And a case was filed in the Supreme Court, and the petition was granted. So the U.S. government made arrangement to bring the American citizen back to the States. So basically, yan yung arrangement na yan. And on the part of the ICC, if ever there is such a decision in favor of the former president in relation to the habeas corpus petition, that would be very, very persuasive argument that Attorney Kaufman can use for an early release of the president.
Attorney, meron ba kayong meron ba kayong listahan? Or nakita niyo po ba yung listahan ng mga redacted doon na mga pangalan? Kasi merong mga redacted na mga pangalan na hindi pwedeng mabanggit dahil baka daw ma-compromise yung security.
Wala kami. Kung ano yung what was made public are the same copies that we have.
Hindi po
Si Attorney Kaufman was very strict on the confidentiality rule of the court. Kung may tatanungin kami, if it falls under the confidential nature of such communication or piece of evidence, he would not disclose.
Pero meron po kayong idea? May idea kayo sino-sino itong mga ito?
Lumalabas naman yung mga taong nire-refer ni Attorney Kaufman at ng prosecution. Makikita naman din natin yan before the case was brought to The Hague. No? Two people have been interviewed a number of times in the past. No? Si Las Cañas at saka si Matobato among them. So, alam natin na they would be among those prosecution witnesses. Kung ano yung sinabi nila, at least insofar as the records is concerned, that I would not know, kasi that's not disclosed. But some other incidents, as they call it, were not redacted, and I like to cite one, the one that happened in Osamis City against the Parawinig. Maganda yung argumento ng depensa. Sinasabi na hindi ito premeditated at saka labag sa batas. Kasi yung pagpasok ng pulis doon sa bahay ng mga Paruhinog was on the basis of a judicially issued search warrant. So valid yung pagpasok nila. Pangalawa, yung pagpasok nila, there was an encounter. Ibig sabihin, ang tawag nito, there was an armed encounter, and for which the police has to respond as well, in order to deter the risk, in order to deter the what do you call that, the violence that they were facing at the time. Pangatlo, hindi po madalian yon. Mangilang oras bago natapos. No? Pang-apat, at sinite ito ni Attorney Kaufman, pang-apat, may mga namatay, pero meron ding na-aresto. 4. So kung totoo yung sinasabi nila as what they're portraying Mayor Rudy as a murderer at saka lahat ng mga ginawa niya is really premeditated na walang ligtas, patayin niyo lahat, eh bakit may buhay? No, yung mga ganong mga ebidensya, nailatag niya lahat yan. Hindi lang po namin ma-appreciate at kayo rin, hindi rin nyo ma-appreciate kasi napipigilan siya magsalita because some of these are confidential or redacted versions of what is already in the records of the case.
Attorney, yung isang mainit na usapin dito kasi parang medyo hindi yata nagkakaintindihan patungkol doon sa salitang ano ba yon, yung neutralize at saka yung tokhang. Kasi sinabi din ng spokesperson, Yusek, ng PCO, na dito daw sa Pilipinas, ang ibig sabihin daw ng neutralize, and even si dating Supreme Court Justice Carpio, sinabi din niya, na kapag ginamit daw ng otoridad yung salitang neutralize, kill daw ang ibig sabihin nun. Ano pong masasabi niyo dyan?
Si Attorney Capon had made it very clear, no? Before the pre-trial chamber, that neutralize means maipigil yung ginagawa ng tao. So, arrest, apprehension, and detention, prosecution, no? The last resort would be to kill if there is risk to the lives of the arresting officer. So, yun po yung kinaklaro at pabalik-balik na sinasabi ni Attorney Kaufman. And it's all there. Policy-wise, klarong-klaro naman na hindi sinasabi na the word neutralize means to kill. It's basically inconsistent with the PNP operational manual, no? Na mapipigilan yung tao. You'll be able to restrain him without risk to the arresting officer.
Kasama din
So, umiikot-ikot yung argumento patungkol sa neutralization or neutralize sa prosecution at sa depensa. But they cannot pin anything at all. I'm referring to the prosecution to say, and I'm referring to the whatever is said or whatever is in the record to say that the word neutralize or neutralization means to kill.
Attorney, yung isa pa na nabanggit dito ni Attorney Kaufman, yung pangalan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Sa tingin ninyo makakatulong ba yun sa pag-convince niya sa mga huwes na i-dismiss na itong kaso ni Pangulong Duterte?
Ang nakita ko doon, in fact, I was surprised that he mentioned that. But I think just to put in perspective na lumalaganap pa rin at patuloy yung nangyayaring patayan sa Pilipinas even after Mayor Rudy stepped down from office as president. So, yun po yung perspective doon. So, parang ang sinasabi niya na why would you, because first of all, there is Attorney Kaufman has been denying, and that is the position of Mayor Rudy, denying all the charges, no, that he had killed all these individuals, or even upon his order, for that matter. Now, even assuming that, meron pa rin nangyayaring patayan papunta doon sa nung wala na siya.
Attorney, nakausap niyo po ba or meron po ba kayong chance na makabisita kay Pangulong Duterte? Meron po ba kayong clearance?
We really have wanted to. All six of us, we really have wanted to. Pero stricto yung ICC. Dalawang kategorya lang ng tao ang pwede. Yung members ng defense team at saka yung member ng kanyang pamilya ang makakabisita.
Thank you, Attorney.
By the way, I made an attempt the first time I came here last year, April, na mag-apply to visit him. By the way, an application to visit a detainee has to go through it online. So I filled out siguro mga 6-page application form to visit. Para ka nag-apply ng passport. Tinatanong ka yung passport number mo, anong pangalan mo, address, At saka questions like, have you ever been charged or convicted of any crime, blah, blah, blah. Have you... So, yun po mga tinatanong. Aside from, sino ka, ano yung relation mo sa detainee, anong purpose mo na pupunta ka rito, yung mga ganun. And I went through that process before I left the Philippines. And then I came here, wala pa rin sagot. So I made a follow-up email only to be told na hindi pwede because the visit is only limited to these two types of people who can visit him.
Thank you, Attorney. Si Sir
Matindi.
Jack po, meron yatang sasabihin sa inyo.
If I may emphasize this point,
Sige po.
matindi na pag andito pa siya, I mean, yung pagbibisita talagang very, very limited. Kaya, importante talaga, even, at least in the interim, he would be released to a country who will host him para mas marami pang tao makakabisita sa kanya.
Attorney, yung ano naman, pagdating naman dito sa Supreme